Parham and Neal McCready here with the post-game video from Ole Miss 31, Vanderbilt 6 tonight at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Ole Miss really dominated the game much throughout. Crowd was pretty good. Ole Miss defense took advantage of a Vanderbilt offense that Neal and I are still not really sure how in the world they scored 30-something points against LSU. They're awful, but Ole Miss played pretty well. Ole Miss heads to Missouri next week with Kelly Bryant's health maybe questionable at this point. Neal was following that a little closer than I was. But anyway, we'll get into a little bit tonight. We'll get questions from you guys. It's 11 o'clock. I'm kind of tired, honestly. We've been working on a few things you'll see tomorrow overall on the site. But anyway, Neal, just kind of overall impressions. One thing, Matt Corral did not play tonight. Matt Luke said following the game that he was not 100%, said he could pass, but couldn't run the ball, wasn't going to be effective in that way. So John Rice Plumlee played the entire game. Plumlee, looking at the stat sheet here, 22 rushes for 165 yards, had the one big long one at 54, a touchdown, 10 of 18 for 99 through the air. And Neal, he can run. He's quick. I feel like we're kind of a broken record right now, but starting next week against Missouri, with or without Kelly Bryant, got to throw it a little better.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. They ran the ball really well. Obviously, 413 yards of offense running the ball. That's incredible. I thought Plumlee early on sort of shocked Vanderbilt with the speed. And then as Vanderbilt made some adjustments, we saw where this offense can get bogged down, a lot of 3-and-outs. I know he went 10 for 18 passing, but the long was just 28. He only threw for 99 yards. I think they have to have more balance than that moving forward. I was walking out of the press box thinking we're about to be covering Matt Corral jumping into the transfer portal because Matt Luke had said he was going to play. Then his answer sort of backed me off of that ledge. It was a little bit more of he wasn't healthy enough to run the ball.
And Matt's body language was pretty good on the sideline throughout the game. I kind of paid attention to that. He was engaged. He was kind of talking up Plumlee at times. So I did not sense any sort of discontent on Corral's part tonight.
No, the only thing about Plumlee to me is it's the only negative, and it's really not even a negative because I think some of the passing will come a little bit. It's just I wonder whether 20-some-odd runs a game is sustainable at the quarterback position, where a quarterback gets hit. I just don't know that you want your quarterback. I don't care who your quarterback is getting hit that much. It's the only thing about them. Of course, if you take away that part of his game, he's not effective. It's why I still think, and I know this is sacrilegious right now, I still think this team's ultimate potential this season, is Corral being the primary quarterback and Plumlee having a significant package running the football.
Both teams bad on third down tonight. Ole Miss 4 of 14, didn't matter. Jerry Neely breaks a long one. Snoop Connor breaks a long one. We mentioned Plumlee as well. And then Vanderbilt 2 of 17. Riley Neal is awful. They did nothing at all to get down the field. We knew going in that Ole Miss was going to win this football game as long as they didn't allow Vanderbilt to throw the ball like crazy and hit a lot of big plays, and they did nothing. I mean, Vanderbilt was not good at all offensively. Neal could not challenge them, and depending on what's up with Bryant, again, might have a chance against Missouri as well. But I thought Ole Miss tackled well tonight. I thought Ole Miss didn't make enough plays, obviously, because they were 2 for 17, to get off the field on third down. They rushed the passer well. It was from a just sort of a fundamental standpoint, I thought maybe it was their best defensive game of the year from what we were paying. We were doing some other stuff too, but from what we paid attention to, I thought that I thought it was the best fundamental game. They were in the right place tonight. Mike McIntyre talked about that. You can see that at rubbergrove.com on. You had to use the word fits because we heard so much of that over the last few years. But they were in the right place more tonight than some previous games, and it was from a coaching and an execution standpoint, it was pretty good on Ole Miss's part.
They once again take the runaway. They held Keyshawn Vaughn to 69 yards, which is nice.
It is
on 18 carries. It's just they do that week after week. They take the runaway, and as you said, Riley Neal and Deuce Wallace combined to throw the ball 40-some-odd times, 46 times. Look, this is where it gets interesting moving forward. They're 3-3. They go to Missouri. I've read a lot about Kelly Bryant. The injury looked bad. Missouri is kind of staying non-committal, which is the smart thing to do. And I'm sure that they want to see what it feels like tomorrow. I'm sure they've x-rayed it, and negative, which is a miracle because it looked like he broke everything in his leg. But they'll see how sore he is, and they'll see how much he can put weight on it, that kind of thing, and go from there. But regardless, and you said this earlier, and you're right, no matter who plays quarterback for Missouri, it's difficult for me to believe these next 3 weeks, Missouri, Texas A&M, I think Auburn after that, they're going to have to be able to have some offensive balance. Those teams, all three, have defenses that they can take the run away. If Ole Miss can take the run away, those teams can take the run away.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to force Plumlee to make some throws. And if he can't make some throws, I think at some point they're going to limit him. I mean, he's still going to break a run or two, but it's 200 yards a game running. I have to think that's coming to a halt next week. If he does that the next 3 weeks, we're on to something. But I had to think these next three teams are going to take that away.
Lakia Henry, 15 tackles tonight. 15.
He's really good, and he's kind of starting to.
He's still getting better. It's still early in his process. That's what happens with JUCO kids.
The game's slowing down a little bit for him. He's in the right place at the right time. He's not having the bust. Mm-hmm. Someone asked us to talk about the two freshman DBs, Prince and Stanley. Look, this team has a lot of young guys that are contributing. When you stop and look at their 2D and look at what they're going to lose at the end of the season, they don't lose a lot of irreplaceable pieces. Mm-hmm. Who's the most impactful loss on this team?
Losing some defensive linemen.
Benito, Kadir,
Josiah.
But I think they're going to recruit a couple of guys that are coming in to be pretty impactful as well. They're doing nice things.
Any questions you guys have, throw them at us. We'll monitor the right side over there a little bit.
I just wonder if burrito is a typo or a joke. My computer does not dislike the name Benito.
It'll play it.
It plays it. But sometimes.
We're getting close to JG's situation. Somebody's asking about that.
Yeah.
I don't know the time frame as far as how long we're going to go once it starts, because JG, I saw, brought his dog out at one point tonight. He had multiple cocktails. Yeah. He was in a tie for some reason, even though he actually wasn't at the game. I don't know what JG was doing tonight.
Yeah, he was not in Gainesville. He was in Montgomery.
Yeah.
It was a nice tie, though.
No, I don't think they were trying to get Plumlee into a better rhythm by sticking with him. Corral wasn't healthy, and they liked the way he run the football. He gashed him over and over again, and I mean, Ely's special. He is. They've got to keep getting him the ball, but they're keeping him fresh a little bit. And then Snoop Connor, 4 carries.
Yeah, he's got to get at least 10.
Got to get more than that.
That's what I mean. Plumlee getting 22 carries.
Ely getting 4.
And the other 3 guys combined not getting 22. They got combined 20. That's to me, that's not sustainable, and it's not the most efficient way to use your offensive talent.
We are not in the press box. We are in the media workroom in the athletics building tonight.
Someone asked if Boyce was at the game. It's my understanding he was at the game.
He was. He was not introduced at the game.
Was not introduced.
Yeah, he did not make a public appearance tonight, best I could tell.
There was rumors about the students protesting and not going to the game. It was the largest student turnout that I've seen this season.
Yeah, it was a really good student turnout tonight. They were here pretty much at kick too. I mean, it was well done.
I did read about Missouri's backup quarterback. I can't think of his name right now. It's been a long weekend. He didn't do much today. Missouri led huge at the half, and they just kind of went vanilla and got done as fast as they could. I don't think it was about hiding anything. I think it was just about getting off the field and getting out of there. Missouri was not happy with Troy. They felt like that was a dirty hit.
Hit him very low.
Felt like it was a dirty hit on Kelly Bryant, and quite frankly, it kind of was.
Yeah, in the NFL, you're
he's gone.
Yeah, it's a problem down there. So, we'll see. Anything else over there on the side?
My guess is that Boyce's mustache was at the game.
What can Ole Miss do about lack of attendance? Keep winning football games. That's
it.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. What's up, Josh? There's Joshua McCoy. Ole Miss Picks just walked in.
Yeah.
Beer at the next game. That'll help too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Bad boys. What's he gonna do?
That's good. Don't think Boyce is stepping down.
I think if anything, Boyce is doubling down.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I forgot we had beer at the next game. I guess we don't have beer at the next game, but there is beer at the next game.
There's nothing stopping us from going and getting
I bet
beer.
we would get frowned upon.
Well, I don't think you could bring it back into the press box, but I think you could go get a beer and stand and have a beer and then come back to the press box.
Pour it in a cup.
I'm not going to fire myself if I have a beer at the game. I mean, I'm not.
AD rumors are too early. Too early a little bit. I don't know. It could be moved quick. I mean, Boyce is going to be here this week as early as October 13th. Neil wants to make a joke
I want to say something so bad.
Neil
Walker Jones was at the game.
He was, yes. There was some jokes about that. Let's see. I'm not a big beer drinker. I'm really not.
I've never seen you have more than one beer.
No, I'm not a beer guy.
I know.
It's not my thing. So, no, I'll have one.
They'll have White Claws and stuff. You had one of those yet?
It's fine. Yeah, it's all right.
A lot of calories in a White Claw.
Is it really?
More than beer, I think.
Let's see. We are not drinking anything.
Nothing.
Neil had lemonade tonight.
I had one lemonade.
He did. He had lemonade. He had calories in it and everything. And
then you had a bunch of cookies. I didn't even have a cookie.
I did have a couple cookies tonight. I was trying to stay awake. I have not slept well. We were dealing with some stuff. I had that. I had a regular Coke tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I was caffeining it up, snacking. It was.
I went to get a coffee and they were out, and I asked her to make more, and I think she did, but I never went back and got it.
It's usually cold by about the middle of the second quarter. So, let's see. We're just kind of rambling. Anything else? If it's a betting man to put any money at all on getting to 6 wins, I want to see next week first. If it's the backup quarterback, there is a puncher's chance in Columbia next week. And all of a sudden, New Mexico State's on the schedule. I don't frankly think A&M's that good. So
no, I think A&M's very pedestrian, but Ole Miss will have to play with more balance on offense. I mean, at the risk of being repetitive. Auburn got beat today, but Auburn's defense it's really good. And I think Ole Miss can beat Mississippi State. And I think Mississippi State can beat Ole Miss. So
I think an AD decision is made by the end of the year for sure. Anything more, it's just too early. I need another week to really have an idea there, I think.
Kenton says, are they looking better week to week? There's no doubt. Listen, I talk to people inside the program who are pretty frank, and they think they're ahead of schedule in terms of development. And I know the immediate thing is people say, well, they lost to Memphis and they lost to Cal. That's not the point. They're ahead of schedule from a development standpoint.
End of 2019, not end of the school year. That would be a disaster. No, end of 2019 for an AD. And frankly, sooner. I'm giving myself a lot of leeway there.
I think there might be an AD in place by 1st of November.
Yeah.
Or sooner. All these things are preordained.
Are they?
The Chancellor deal was.
More on that later. Anything else? What do we got?
Yeah, the offensive line's getting better.
Neil watches them the first series of every game.
I didn't tonight because we were working on something. But the offensive line's better. I tell you what, Nick Broker's going to be really good. You can tell I'm exhausted. The freshman redshirt guard that played a lot last week and played more this week. Cunningham, Jalen Cunningham. He's emerged. He's playing well. Listen, this team's getting better. This team's better than I thought it was going to be.
Its passing game getting stagnant with OL struggles and wide receiver ability. It's still everything. I mean, they've still got to have some more wide receiver help other than Elijah. He did get 4 catches tonight. Vandy didn't completely take him away, but I mean, 40 yards was a leading receiver. Only 4 different guys with catches: Elijah, Mingo, Jaden Jackson, and Octavius Cooley.
No, they've got to get more than that. Braylon Sanders has to get back involved. They've got to get stuff out of DeMarcus. They've got to get stuff out of other people. Battle has to do a better job of getting off the line of scrimmage. I think some of the passing game, as Golden Goat points out, is an inability to get separation, which leads to bad routes. Shreveport asked about Braylon's hamstring. I wouldn't be surprised. They're not saying that, but those injuries linger 6-8 weeks.
I don't think we know yet what's going to happen from what quarterbacks are going to play next week standpoint. Corral is going to be a little better, and at some point he's going to have to play if he's healthy. I mean, you're going to play both guys. So
Well, right now the offense is so quarterback run dependent that if he has a rib injury and you want to keep the defense honest, he's got to be able to run the ball. That's to me, that's the problem, is that they're getting so reliant on that. When you have Jerry Neely, Snoop Connor, and Scotty Phillips, I don't think you have to be that reliant.
No, biggest criticism right now is just getting the running backs more involved. Those two freshman backs have got to have more carries than that.
I agree.
9 total carries between Neely and Snoop Connor.
Well, and Scotty only getting 11. He can carry more than that.
I mean, his has gotten dwindled.
Yeah.
He's gotten really carried down.
I agree with what Chris says, even though I despise your moniker there, pal. But, yeah, I mean, someone's going to leave. All these quarterbacks aren't going to stay, and Robbie Ashford comes in next year.
So,
you want to break down the baseball playoffs so far?
I have not watched a pitch.
The Cardinals-Braves series has been really entertaining. The Nationals got a win in L.A. What's the other series? Houston's dominant.
And the Yankees beat the Twins.
And the Yankees are dominant.
Yeah. Plumlee is an outfielder. Plumlee, that's his baseball position. He's an outfielder. He's not going to start in center field on day one.
Can they beat Missouri without Corral? It'd be really tough unless Plumlee makes some throws.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have to at least let Plumlee start taking some shots. They got really conservative today, but
it didn't matter.
In fairness, they had the game won, and they knew it, and there's no point in getting crazy when the key tonight was getting a win.
Yeah, I think Plumlee's on the 35-man roster this year for baseball no matter what. Somebody asked him if he keeps the quarterback position, does he still play baseball? I think so. So, yeah. I don't think Ely and Plumlee are in the outfield in June. No, I don't. I don't know if you're messing with me or not. I can't tell.
Gary Danielson says they will.
Gary Danielson was really big on the Ole Miss baseball team, apparently. Robbie Ashford's really good. We'll see what he looks like when he gets here. So, what team is Derek Mason in DC for next year?
That's a good question.
He's going to get a gig.
I would assume he wants to go back west.
Yeah.
Thoughts from the rest of the conference today. Florida played really well. They've won 10 in a row. As much as people hate him, you have to give Dan Mullen credit. He's awfully good. LSU sort of took care of business. Georgia pulled away and took care of business against Tennessee, who is horrible. Vanderbilt is awful, just awful. Who else played? Missouri, we talked about it.
Somebody says Rolls Boyce is my chancellor. We're getting some T-shirts made. I'll put those on T-shirts. Let's see.
Bowl chances. Got to win one of the next two.
Yeah, that's the critical part right now. They can get to 6, but they got to win one of the next two. So anyway, podcast Monday. Hopefully we have a new system fired up for next weekend.
Got lots of boxes in my dining room.
Got lots of boxes. Got stuff coming in. So hopefully we got.
Are you going to help me assemble?
Yeah, we'll see what we do. We might hire somebody. Neither one of us are very mechanical, so we'll.
If anybody out there lives in or around the Oxford area and you are great at assembly,
holler at us.
We might have a little coin for you.
Yeah, got some stuff. We're going to give away some stuff next week too if it all works out. So come hang out with us. We'll see how it goes. We'll all learn together. Coverage at rebelgrove.com. Ole Miss, Missouri next week. They beat Vanderbilt 31-6 tonight at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. We'll talk to you next week.